Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Amber J, founder and creator of the Signature Spark program, which is self-care, prosperity, relationships, and community and contribution. That is the foundation of all the programs we have in the Fire Starter series. I just made that up, but I'm going to call it that. From Tribe to the 30-day Spark Intensive to the 7-month Women on Fire Mastermind. We are a transformational community and unfolding for women. And today we are in the Aquarius New Moon vibe. Aquarius New Moon happens on February 1st. February 1st. So grab your journals, grab a piece of paper, open your phone, and just write down what lands for you, what resonates for you. Yes, what I have to say is I just got real confirmation about what January was all about. The real new year doesn't start until February, right? So we're completing in December. January is kind of a settling into the new year of getting our legs up under us and frankly recovering from the year ahead. And this year I feel like was way more intense than any other year in the past. I can't tell you how many friends, clients, community members, tribe members who've come up to me and said, I just can't get my groove on, or December and January was hard. Not even a 1-2 punch. It was like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like just sucker punched one after another, whether it was getting Omicron or getting the flu or having health problems, family breakdowns. We had Venus in retrograde, so there was relationship breakdowns. So things that weren't working got to be brought to the surface, uncovered. Old wounds came back in a retrograde that we got to deal with. Yay. And then smack in the middle of it, we get Mercury in retrograde. So this ain't no joke, you guys. But the good news is we are coming out of it, and frankly, it prepared us, it kind of toughened us up for what's ahead, sorry to say. The good news is new beginnings are coming. It is the start of the new year. You brushed out, cleaned out corners, the dust bunnies, the stuck places. They really got flushed up to the surface, whether you wanted to deal with them or not. So good news is you have cleared the decks. You've done a lot of work. You have gone through the fire, and new beginnings are to come. Okay, so these are the 5 things you need to know about this Aquarius new moon. Number 1, it is Aquarius energy, which means rebellion. It means, well, so if you think of it like rebellion, meaning you are not going with what used to be. We talk about this in Wild Women in the clearing section of small of our stories, our masks, our assumptions, our lens, and our limiting beliefs. So the rebellion may be other people experiencing it as rebellion, you experiencing it as your truth, as waking up to the clarity and alignment of who you truly are, not just falling into family belief patterns or lenses on how the world works, but trusting your truth, wakening up to your truth, trusting that what is bubbling up inside is valid and that it gets to exist on the planet at this time. So that may occur to others as rebellion. They may push back at you as if it were rebellion, but ultimately it is our truth. Going for what you believe in, expressing your emotion, and it may be tough. Rapid changes, note, rapid changes can occur. Have you been suppressing your true emotions? this is the invitation to check in and what am I actually feeling here? What am I actually, where we have been told that our emotions are too much. The divine feminine is water, and water can be bubbling brooks, or it can be destructive waves, tsunamis of energy, right? And all are welcome, and all are nature, and all are natural. And so our society, maybe our family or our religion or whatever has been an influence on you, may have told you that was too much. And the truth of the matter is the divine feminine is the consciousness of the planet. When we are tuned in and aligned, we say how, we say when. We're the ones who say, hey, this is off. This ain't right. What's going on here isn't in alignment with what is meant for us as a species, us as a planet. And we're the check. We'll check you, boo. Like we're here to go. And that's where our emotions go. So be as big as you need to with your emotions. And that may mean finding a sacred circle, a safe space where you can fully express that, whether that's in this community, whether that is in Goddess Tribe or the 30-day intensive or the Wild Women, or maybe it's your church, or it's your knitting circle. It could be your neighbors, whatever that is. This is the ringing of the bell, the ding, ding, ding of gather the gals around the fire, gather who's going to be your tribe moving through this time, because you get to have a safe space to fully express, where you can be vulnerable, where you can express ideas that seem outrageous or that seem maybe not what is acceptable in your community, but that they'll hold space for you as you express it, as you travel through it, as you explore. Is this my truth? I just need to say it out loud. Is it not? Is it so? So having a safe space, a crew to roll with in this new moon and this season that we are going through. Truth be told, that is the flag we wave. What is your truth? And as we know from this room, as we know from the work we've been doing, is I get to go inward. Truth doesn't be told to me, it comes through me. It is from inside. It's an inside job. So the opportunity is to be reflective, is to meditate, go out in nature, hug a tree, do your pussy power activations, get into pleasure state, such that you are in a state where your truth can present itself through you. Speak your truth. This is also inviting us into the equation that I bring up all the time, which is E plus R equals O. What's the event? What's my response or reaction? Because we're in a rebellion period. So you have an opportunity to flex that muscle. You may get put up against it, right? People who have expected you to be in a certain role, and it's a role you've played, and maybe it's a role you've chosen up until this point, and now you are shifting, you're changing. It is winds of change, rapid changes happening, right? And they may react. You have an opportunity to respond and have the outcome in which you choose. One of the things we talked about in Wild Women is, what is the outcome I desire? So often we avoid kind of putting our stake in the ground as to what we truly want, avoiding it, having brain fog, allowing distractions, having squirrel, right? Having sparkly things distract us from our wise woman that's in each and every one of us. So tuning into our wise woman, choosing what outcome we truly want. And when friction happens, standing in my fully aligned self, which means leaning into your groups, your safe spaces, so that you can work through those friction moments, right? So again, going back to what's going to be your home base, where are you choosing in to have a space where you can express your truth, where you can come back and get grounded, who can witness you. The divine feminine desires to be witnessed. Here you have a group of divine souls who have come together to witness you and serve in this season and beyond. Okay. Responding, let's see. Deep knowing. Again, teaching us to be purposeful. At this time, it really ultimately what this season is about is honing in on our purpose. It's lifting the veil, waking us up to what has gotten us to this point. Not good, bad, right, or wrong, by the way. No judgment in us not knowing this sooner. This is the time that we are needed. We're called forth, where we are waking up to our truth and aligning to it and tapping into our deep knowing. It's always been here. It's waking up to step into our purpose and to be purposeful moving forward. All right, number 2. It's a great time to find support for you on this emotional journey and your purpose journey, where you can fully be seen. I have already been harping on that. Moving on. Rebelling versus standing in your sovereignty, standing in your sovereignty. So when you feel the rebel percolating or coming up, maybe frustration, anger, acting out, reaction, the opportunity is to check yourself, boo, and to go to your group, to go to your grounding, go inward and stand in your sovereignty. That's back to the responding versus reacting. Find people who are your tribe, your soul family, who could hold all of you, not the family lens, not the culture or religion, but view you and holding a space of honoring your truth, whatever that is for you. Number 3, share your voice, use it. It is not a time to bite your tongue, to hold back on these concepts and ideas. Make noise. Woo! This is one of the 10 things that I offered up yesterday as part of a pleasure practice of activating and magnetizing your pussy power, this divine feminine radiance that is home base. And part of that is how many of us have been told, let's be seen, not heard. You're too loud. Maybe even in sex, you're too loud, keep it quiet, stifle it in. And we've been embarrassed of our voices, of our sounds, but those are the sirens. Those are the calling. That is the reverberation that calls in our tribe, that activates the spirits, that activates inside of us. We can talk about chants and vibrations, right? This is part of what gets to move through us. So the suggestion here was pillow screaming. I also invite you into howling at the moon. It's a practice we do in full moon ceremonies in Goddess Tribe. Also, during pleasure, self-pleasure, or with a partner, is amp it up. See what it's like. See what fully expressing yourself and using your voice activates inside of you, where it vibrates in your body and what you have access to. That is where you can shake loose, every pun intended, your deep knowing is through sound. I saw actually on Instagram last night that is it the egg is sound and the sperm is vibration or something, and they come together, which creates human life, right? And how sound is part of that component. You know, it takes two to tango in that instance to fertilize. And same with your ideas coming through you. So using sound, and I'm sure Jess will have something to say about that when we open that up. Action to your purpose, main focus. So that's what we're getting into. This is kind of the through line of everything we have going on. So number 3 is share your voice, use it, make noise. Reminder to get support, voice activation, chant, sing. The goddess that is called forth is Lakshmi, which is wealth and abundance. So let's call in our wealth and abundance. For those who are in the Wild Woman, Lakshmi is actually one of the clients or one of the goddesses called in as the archetype for our journey. So I don't know if you saw that card pull I did last week in order to set the container for this Wild Woman journey, but Lakshmi is front and center as our Wild Woman archetype anchor. And isn't this interesting? Activating our anger, press into it. Pressing into our anger, what they say, coal with pressure equals diamonds, right? That's how diamonds are made. This period is creating diamonds. Know that the pressure you may feel in this new moon cycle is creating your diamond, is creating your purpose, is stepping you into your truth, is working out the muscles such that you are living in your purpose in the world. Everything that happened the past couple of years, as well as through December and January, are setting us up for that right here, right now. So one of the tools we used in Wild Woman is swamping, which is a Mama Gina thing where you put a trash bag on and punch your way through it, releasing anger. And as women, it's one of the things we suppress. It creates dis-ease in our body when it is not released. So the invitation is to, in safe spaces, in your own practice, releasing the anger, not pushing it down, expressing anger when it comes up, as opposed to not being heard. Now is the time to use your voice, express it, respond, come work through the angers. And as I mentioned in the Wild Woman, the videos are available. So you can do the swamping exercise in the Wild Women private Facebook group until Monday at midnight, when those videos will go. Okay, so Aquarius is action, which is masculine energy. So it is calling us forth to take action. As you know, masculine, purposeful, penetrating, get to the end, get to death, get it done, cross it off the list, that to-do list, done, done, done. So it can be complete. Masculine energy is asking for clean intentions, to be specific, to take action on that specificness, whatever that action that is called forth. So we got quiet, we got clear, we're using our voice, and now we get to take action on it. You have the power to change, to co-create your life. If you are stuck or feeling stuck in lack and limitation, if you are feeling, we talked about this, on a fixed income, now is the time to shift that belief system, those words you're using, into power that you have. You've had it all along. This is the sign. This is the ringing of the bell to let you know you have the power. You get to co-create your world moving forward. What do you want it to be? And stop pretending that you don't have the access to everything of infinite possibility. What do you want to create? In Woman on Fire this week, we are writing our story. What is your story? Write your story from a year out. So February 2023, what do you have in your life? What does your life look like? Oh my gosh, I remember back in February 2022 when I was outrageous. I posted that video. I declared my business was going to be 6 figures, and I just stepped fully into it and I followed my intuition. And here I am, February 2023. And not only do I have 6 figures, but I'm also on vacation with the love of my life. Yada, yada, fill in the blank. What is the story you get to co-create with the universe? Write it now. This is the invitation. We are activating our divine masculine to take charge of your authority. This is your physical life that you are living on the planet at this time. Step into it. This is the sign to activate your voice and be strong. Your strength in your divine feminine, using your voice and being strong. You have always had it. It's always been there. This is just illuminating the path, clearing out the foliage, the lessons, the things you had to go through, the birth, who you got to be birthed through. So you had those experiences such that you could unfold them, unpack them, and step into who you are meant to be today. That was a whole sermon right then and there. And I'm just at number 4. Number 4, time to use emotions to plan the year. Time to use your emotions to plan the year. So a lot of us didn't plan our January like we normally do. Like I like to normally sit in December and January and really map out my year. Can everybody hear me okay? It says I have a bad connection. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. So time to use emotions to plan. We haven't had the space up until now. So now is the time to plan. What may bubble up is the mother wound, and the mother wound was holding us back in January, but now we become the divine feminine warrior, stepping in as the Celtic queen. Ooh, what do you look like as a Celtic queen, you fierce divine feminine goddess? I mean, that is a vibe in and of itself. So what would your Celtic queen warrior look like? What does she look like? This is a whole vibe, and I invite you to fully embrace it. Maybe you dress up in what that feels like to you, what activates that for yourself. Take a picture in your power stance. Feel your divine radiance, your divine feminine power as the consciousness of the planet. That's a practice in itself of like connecting above and below, tapping in to that eternal and internal power that has always been inside of you, and working those muscles, stirring it up inside, feeling it activating what has always been there. All right, it's asking us to clean up loose ends and make a freaking plan, for crying out loud. Stop acting like you don't know what you want in your life and declare it, and let's make a plan. Let's set that GPS out there and let the universe route us. Give us the scenic route or give us the direct route, but now we are taking action. Use this, and this, I mean, this new moon, I am not making this up. It is so aligned with the Wild Woman 3-day. The next piece of this is asking us to tap into our sacral energy, our sensual energy. This is your pussy power. I'm just going to call it like it is practicing that high vibration, orgasmic attractor, the magnetizer that is when the divine feminine is in full on pleasure. Nations go to war for that vibe. That is siren energy. You want to activate and express, call in your manifestations that much quicker. Have pleasure in your body. Move your body. Tap into sensual. Tap into your sacral energy. So the masculine's got a plan. The feminine is the magnifier, the exuding, the flow. So we have both this cycle, the masculine and the feminine. This is the marriage of the two, of the getting shit done and the emotion, the flow, the tapping into the truth and the knowing. All right. Stay in the flow, divine feminine. Feel it, like just notice when you're tipping too far into the masculine to come back into the feminine. This is a beautiful balancing act. 5, last thing, and then I will pass it over to Jess. 5, go deep in your emotional boundaries. Where have you not been keeping your emotional boundaries in check? When my boundaries are a mirror, and you could be pushing boundaries on other people. And this was like a little slap in the face to Amber J. Where do you push other people's boundaries? Well, I mean, most of the time I'm pushing people's boundaries for good because it's where they're stuck. But am I pushing people beyond where their boundaries are? And how does that reflect back to me? And where am I not holding my emotional boundaries, where I'm saying yes to things that I truly do not align with, or maybe I did before and I learned my lesson, or I had my growth through X, Y, and Z. And now I get to, I don't have to live that again. I don't have to replay it again and again and again. So it's asking us where you are frustrated with others and didn't do when they didn't do what you said. Where did you also not say what you needed to say? Where did you not express your emotions because they're too much? Where did you allow someone to kind of vomit their emotions all over you and not create a boundary or a line? So in this December, January time, when did you see your new boundaries emerging? This little recap. Rebelling against old ideas that you no longer align with. You are not going to please everyone with your purpose, but this is your purpose. Now it's time for capital T truth. What are the boundaries I get to commit to for myself in 2022? And that, my friends, is the Aquarius new moon happening February 1st, 2022. Oh, I can't wait to hear what unfolded for you.